So what's your process for writing a young adult thriller versus a middle grade novel?
Mhm. The process isn't very different. My typical writing process these days involves me sort of having like a capsule idea of what I'm trying to do. So it could be as little as a paragraph. Pretty much how I described Spin to you. Two frenemies have to solve a murder of a DJ because they're being forced by their online fandom. So that's the seed. And for last day, it would just be like these two adventurous cousins freeze time and have to work with strange creatures to stop it. So once I have that premise, the process remains the same. It becomes like, how do I make it make sense? And so I'll typically write 3 to 5 pages of a synopsis where I can kind of map out beginning, middle, and end. And once I can make it make sense in 5 pages, I feel more confident expanding it into what will be chapters and eventually a whole novel. So my process is pretty solid. The only time my writing process changes is when I'm writing short fiction, in which case I tend not to have any plan. Um, if I get invited to do an anthology, I just get them to tell me what the theme is, and I just see what I can get when I sit down and write. And that's sort of like a great relief for me to kind of break it up and do that process versus my pretty stringent novel writing process.
A couple of questions about that. So with that 5 pages, how detailed are you getting? Do you firmly know your ending and everything that's going to happen in the middle?
I tend to know beginning and end before I start writing that synopsis. I like to kind of have an idea of how I want to wrap things up. And then it's a matter of how do you get from point A to point Z. And I don't get very detailed at all. Like I'll try to map out like antagonists, allies, sort of get an idea of who else is in the world. But I always leave room to flex when I actually drafting chapters because I still want to leave some opportunity for surprises.
Makes sense. Otherwise, what's the point? If
Yeah,
you already know everything that's going to happen, what's going to keep you having the fun of writing on a daily basis, right?
yeah.
And when you're in drafting mode, do you shoot for a daily word count? How do you know if you've had a good day?
I try to do 5 pages. What's that like? That's like 1,250 words, I think. So I try to do 5 pages a day, and I'm not super hard on myself. 5 pages is a good day, but if I'm having a rough day, I'm like, okay, at least get two down. And that's sort of where I live. I try to get 2 to 5 pages every day, more so 5 pages, but I leave room for those days when the energy just isn't there or a bunch of stuff's getting in the way.